I do go to work and I help pay them bills, but Maurice has me spoiled. I'll be the first to admit it.
We got the magic happening. Girl, the feeling is great and I'm loving it. Hey, we got the magic happening. Everything that we need, everything that we pay, girl, the magic's happening. And the feeling is great and this feeling is great, girl, the magic happening. It's happening, yeah.
As far as the gender roles, Maurice is the cooker and he does most of the cleaning and he washes the clothes. I do go to work and I help pay them bills, but Maurice has me spoiled. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, we don't do gender roles. This is my baby, I love it, but I do every motherfucking thing. From wake the kids up, to get the kids dressed every morning, wash the clothes, cook the food, break down the kitchen. You name it, I'll do it, and I do it every single day. And I take pride in that because I'm a firm believer in removing barriers for you to give yourself to me. So that's why I tell her that I should never hear no about slapping cheeks because you don't got nothing else to do. I washed the dishes and cooked all the food. So therefore, when it's my time, it's my time. That's how I feel.
I don't feel like we have set gender roles. We just kind of do what's best or what we're best at. So in regards to like taking out the trash or doing what's considered masculine, I feel like naturally he just does what is easiest for him. But there's no like set because you're the woman, you have to cook and clean. Because honestly, he's better at cleaning. I do not like cleaning the kitchen. I don't like cleaning the bathroom. So I will certainly hand those responsibilities over. But naturally, I'm more of a nurturer. So when it comes to the children and caretaking, that's what I'm going to go towards first.
I think she's pretty much on point. The things, the dirty stuff that needs to be done in the house, I'm just used to that. That's what I seen my dad doing in the house. That's what I felt. That's what I was raised to do. You know, that's what I was told. These are the things that you need to do every single day, or these are your responsibilities. So I just automatically assume those things, the garbage, anything that goes wrong in our house. I'll YouTube it first, try to fix it on my own before I, call somebody or file a claim and have people come out. But yeah, I don't think we subscribe to the gender roles at all. We, for the most part, know our strengths and weaknesses, and we play towards those things for the betterment of the household.
Yeah. Yeah. So gender roles don't count in our household because I can't get with it.
I just wanted to, I think just to get some freedom to be like just a partner. I don't want you to think like
we're a team.
Yeah, that was my ideal kind of deal. Was I wanted somebody who was gonna be able to just be. I want you to be yourself. I don't want you to think like I'm gonna pay all the bills, and then that means like you gotta sit at home and do whatever or cook and clean. Cause that's really not it. We got a teenage son now, so we really ain't doing a whole lot of cleaning ourselves anyway.
Exactly. Chores, please. One of the things we do together that most people would say only women do is gardening, and we both really enjoy gardening. It's a bonding time for us. We get to laugh, crack jokes. We make the kids pull weeds. Right. We pull some weeds too, but ain't the point of having kids, you don't make them do no work. Right. Okay? So we are excited about my mama picked some of our greens today, but tomorrow is our gardening day where we're gonna go pick a lot of our stuff because it's getting too big and we want more to grow up. We do that together. We paint, we remodel houses, like our house together. Right. I knocked down all the walls in the bathroom while he was at work one day. I did the whole thing with just me and Nehemiah. So it's not a gender thing for me. To me, it's more about teamwork and what makes sense. I'm not gonna wait till he get off of work to do something that I could do. Like I'm gonna pull up a YouTube video and I'm gonna figure it out. Something's gonna shake, or I'm gonna FaceTime him and he gonna walk me through it step by step. But if it gotta get done, it just gotta get done.
The pettiest thing I think it ain't the pettiest, but one of the petty pettiest things, I guess, that we argued about. Wasn't that long ago? And we were getting ready for Kendall's birthday party, and his mom brought over some folding tables, and we already kind of had like got into it in the car, and we got in the house. You know, we brought them in, put them in the hallway, but we had to put them in the basement, and I think we were already like I said, already kind of going back and forth. So I'm putting them in the basement. He put one down or whatever had to go down there. He put one, and I got the last one, and I took it down there. But I think on the way down there, was it on the way down or on the way up?
Well, yeah.
On the way,
in the door.
Yeah, he was going into the door. We live in a duplex, so it was either way. It was down or up with the table.
She was mad as a mother.
He closed the goddamn door to the house, and I felt like he was playing me. I felt like he was being like, "Shut out here." I'm like. I said, you could have let the door open. Like, I was like, why you close the door? Because I was downstairs. Like, everybody not in the house, bro. When I tell you, I legit went off. I went off.
We could just do today.
We could.
How about that for petty? So, all right. I started golfing about three months ago, right around spring. I enjoy it. I think it's a good balance for me. It's something to practice it. It's quick. The driving range is 5 minutes from the house. I can hit a bucket of balls in about 30 minutes, and I can be home. And when I go and golf, we do tee times early in the morning. Amanda doesn't get out the bed till 9 a.m. I had a tee time today at 6:25. 6 o'clock. I'm in the car. She calls me. She would never even moved if I wouldn't even got out the bed. She like, so what's going on? And I'm like, I'm headed to Lincoln. I'm getting ready to golf. She's like, oh, you never told me that. I told you I wanted to go to Target this morning, and now you're gonna be gone all morning. Well, it don't take that. By the time I get done golfing, she be just getting out the bed. So I'm like, I was so hot that she even hit me up, called me. I'm like, just forget it. You know, she want to go. I knew we had to be here. So I'm like, maybe she do want to go to Target. Did you go to Target?
I did not.
She better not ever hit me up about no Target, nothing. At 6, I'm going to go. So
I was still in the bed, y'all.
Have you know, any 6 o'clock tea time in the 6 o'clock hour, I will be there.
The pettiest thing that we've ever argued about, and it's still like a real life discussion, is whether or not it's Rachel's husband or Lewis's wife. This is serious. This shit is for real. Like, she don't know like our real life had a life before we got married. And like when we used to go out, it'd be for real. Like, oh, you want to go get Lewis' wife from the door? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna make sure she get in and her people. And then
whoever said they about to go get Lewis' wife from the door?
We can call Jose right now.
I worked in the club for like 6 years.
Before that, that's not what was going on.
No, they said Rachel's husband out there. Go get Rachel.
That happened later on in life. You know, listen, I'm telling you, this is serious right now. Like this is a discussion we're gonna have in the car.
So you think I'm Lewis's wife?
It's for sure Lewis's wife. What? They don't call me Mr. Hey, did you go get Mr. Hunt from the door? No, they'd be like Miss Vasquez, Mrs. Vasquez. We're done. Yeah. But no, it's Rachel's
Rachel's husband for sure.
I don't feel like social media has caused a problem in our relationship. I feel like a lot of the issues that we had was before social media was big. So the issues that we experienced in being teens and early 20s, if social media had been around, it would have escalated those. But we kind of were able to work through that before social media became an everyday thing.
Yeah, MySpace wasn't strong enough, so we dodged that bullet, I would say. Something we didn't have to deal with for the majority of our issues coming up in a relationship.
We don't have a problem with that. Like,
never did.
No, and then you gotta catch me on there. I don't post much. If I do post anything, it might be to my story, and if it is, it's my kid or like my friend's birthday, his birthday, holidays, you know, things like that. I don't really post me as much either, because for one, I don't be cute all the time. you know, I don't be
She
feeling cute.
irritated.
But you know, like I don't go nowhere. I work from home, whatever. But anywho, if I like a picture and it look nice, I'm gonna like it. Or if I like what's being said, I'm gonna like it. A man, people are attractive. That don't mean I want them. Or
Right.
that don't mean I'm finna shoot my shot. Because I'm just not that type of person in general. So if it's an actor that I follow, double like, more than likely, I already know he's attractive because he's in most people, you know, that actor or whatever celebrity. Somebody like him, they looking pretty good. Or I like his shirt, you know. But as far as that, yeah, like I don't have a problem with what he follow, because he be following chicks shaking their ass and, you know, or if he's a sports guy, it's sports. Like, I don't care. Just, of course, don't go sliding nobody's DMs. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like I have to go look at his DMs to even know that, you know? And I know he can handle conversations through social media or any type of, you know, inboxes or messages or comments and stuff. I don't have a problem with that.
To be honest, it takes me a little while to actually say when something is bothering me. I take some time. I ain't gonna lie, and I think that's, don't even get me into that conversation with the black man. But I think that is a big deal with black men and their mental health and all of that, being able to say when something is bothering them right away and not letting things build up. So I've got that honest. It'll take me a long time to be able to say that something is bothering me, because I'm all about keeping the peace too. So picking and choosing my battles wisely. That's some advice I've gotten from some old heads, and I get it. I get exactly why they say that, but it's not healthy to do that. So I'm guilty. It takes me quite some time to say that something is bothering me. But
I think what's interesting about our relationship is we've been together for so long. So a lot of times we don't even have to say something is bothering us. We know. So we know each other very well. He knows me. I know him. Just a change of tone, body language. I'm like, something is wrong. And we can kind of piece together. And sometimes this is a petty part that I will kind of pick at what I know is wrong, so he'll come out and say it. So he's getting better at letting me know what's wrong, but I feel like because we know each other, we always kind of have an idea. So something that we've recently started is we have weekly team meetings. We've had it where we just let things fester and build up, and we'll have arguments in a moment. And then we're like, this isn't healthy. So what we started to do was we write down things that we want to discuss. If I have a certain issue in the house and vice versa. And then when our team meeting comes about, these are the issues that I had with you this week. We need to address this. How can we make it better? Because we've had those times where you're like, this is it. I'm tired of this. I don't like this. Let's fix it. And it does not work in that moment. But we found team meetings to be very helpful for us to be on the same page.
Then you only be hot one time a week, because I be hot every Wednesday. But it's just for the betterment of the household. It's better for the betterment of our relationship. And I think it's pretty healthy to just sideline things if they aren't big issues. Actually,
I would say it's pretty formal. So
it's business.
Yeah. It is business. So we decided on a day. It used to be Sundays, but it just didn't work out on Sundays. So we found Wednesday evenings to be the best day. And throughout the week, if there are certain things, so golf will probably be on the list to discuss next week, to be like, how can we
No, it's not.
how can we better communicate to make sure that you can go golfing and we don't have those conflicts. So we have our list. If he has any concerns throughout the week, it'll be on his list, and same for me. And then I've been the one who's been leading, but I'm like, I don't want to lead because then I feel like the bad guy. So then he'll have to take on leading.
Yeah, this would probably be my second one leading. The last one, I was like, all right, I had on my questions. Like, okay, yeah, we're doing the meeting now. So we all, we have the laptops out, and we have a running document of, of said topic or whatever goals that we have, whatever issues we bring up, and then for the next week there's homework, there's a to-do list, there are things to check off to be able to be held accountable for the next week. So it's until the next episode basically.
Yeah.
And I be trying my best, even though if I ain't got it all done by Tuesday night, I'd be like trying to crunch. It's like when you ain't do your homework. But that's exactly what it is, and it's perfect because it's called accountability.
Yes, there was a time where I thought we weren't going to make it. I think this was, a year and a half or maybe 2 years after me and Maurice were dating. And that February of 2017, Maurice's dad had passed away, so his behavior started to change a lot. So, like, he would just do stuff out of the blue, and I'd just be like, what's wrong? Or, like, what can I do to fix it? So, later on, like, towards the end of that summer, a woman's intuition is usually never wrong. And coming to find out, Maurice was talking to someone else. And Maurice decided to leave me for that woman. And so he decided to leave me, and he left. And I would still try to reach out to him and, ask him why, but, like, he just didn't care. He was just, like, gone, like, with this and that, like, no, I'm done with you. I don't want this no more, things like that. So I was really hurt. But he would, because at that time I was having car problems, but he would still come take me to work and things like that. So he would still be there for me. But, like, after a while, he stopped that as well. And then I gave up. And then maybe a month later, Maurice reached back out to me, and I knew that it wasn't going right. So a part of me wanted to really do him bad, but I still have feelings for him because things were still fresh. And he came over, and we drank and talk like nothing ever happened. And then ever since that night, we made it work out. We made it work out.
The backstory of that was like, of me doing so much and compensating so much in a relationship. And I felt like I felt like at that time, like me trying to be such a new person. Like, you ever try to be a different person than you was in your last relationship and the other person not appreciating that? And I felt like with me doing all the things I was doing to try to appease her, she was still acting like that shit was normal. Like, so what, you do everything? And I'm like, I know damn well where you that was not happening like this. So I felt like immaturity was speaking. Not being a grown man that I am now, not speaking to my fiance. But like, at that time I was very immature. I wanted to teach her a lesson. But I didn't understand that I was inflicting more pain on myself. Because when you truly love someone, that even when you think you're doing something to in spite of them, you really, really, truly take it out on your own heart. And I had come to the realization that as much as I was trying to prove to her that I can do this without you and I can find somebody better than you, it was nobody better than you. And I think that was the biggest lesson, that I was trying to run away from something that was in my heart. She was in my heart. And that's when I had to come to the realization that she was worth fighting for. She was worth learning how to bend for, learning how to have forgiveness for, even though I was the one who chose infidelity, which is something that we talked about earlier, like that's the big deal breaker, like, but I was recognizing how fortunate I was for her to take me back into her life. I never, since that day, never wanted to put that in jeopardy again.
I mean, you had those moments, you got those times. That's just part of being married, part of accepting your mate and, holding them accountable for stuff that they said they was gonna do. Yeah. And just to pick up what she was saying, it's just communication. Communication is key to keeping a marriage, keeping a relationship. Any relationship. It ain't gotta be married or whatever. It's just when you communicate, then that lets you know that y'all on the same page. because it be times where, excuse me, it be times where when I don't, because we got certain bills that are attached to each other. Like for us, like on my end, I know what I got to take care of, and on her end, she knows what she has to take care of. So whenever that time comes when you don't speak on something, I'm gonna think everything is gravy, like everything is good. But it comes a time where I find out stuff that she should have told me, and that's what brings the conflict. And we working on it. We ain't perfect, but it's been times where we thought we was like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But
Divorce.
what get us through is going through it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Going through whatever you go through and actually getting through it. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between going through something and actually getting through it.
And praying.
And praying at the same time. So it's like,
pray through it all.
Yeah, that's what make y'all though. You know what I'm saying? That's what make a relationship last. When y'all truthful to each other, y'all lay everything out on the table, and then y'all go from there. But if you don't lay anything out, if you keep holding stuff in, it's gonna prevent y'all from moving forward. So that's basically just laying everything out on the table and then going from there.
I would say with any couple who has been together for a long time, you have those challenges where you're like, I don't know if I want to be with you another second. I feel like one of the biggest challenges that we've dealt with because we've been together for so long was when we started to have children and having that balance. So we dated, we were together since we were 15, 16 years old. We got married at 23. And to have so much time where it was just us two, that's what we were used to. And then when we got married, we still had a few years of us just kicking it. We traveled, we got to date whenever we wanted to, and then we made the decision to have children. And we were just so used to the two of us to now having to think about another person, a child. So that took a lot of my energy and focus off of him. And that's when our relationship, I would say, struggled the most, is trying to balance and take care of children, but then also keep each other as a priority.
We've gotten to a lot of places where we felt like, at least one of us felt like, yeah, that's it. I'm done with this person. That's enough. But we've tried a lot of different things. I think in seasons of your life, things change. I know that things change. We've been together long enough to change as individuals multiple times. So I think a big key to our success is being able to embrace one another's personal journey in the path that they're on, and just being able to, I don't know, I would say just let the other person be who they're going to be. And so we have a lot of conversations, like I said, uncomfortable conversations, and that's it.
And I would say, since we now have 3 children who are young. We have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And we're just starting to get in the groove, I would say, within the last few months because of the pandemic, with being able to date again.
Yeah, that feels good.
So it was a good year, literally a year, that we were able to go on a date without children or anything.
So we got married really young, with no real understanding of what marriage was. As he spoke about before, he came from a household where his parents were divorced. I came from a household where I was a 2-parent household. So for me, marriage was always in my cards because that's what I seen, that's what I knew, that's what I wanted. And so for him, it was just like, till we had Nehemiah. That's when it kind of got like, okay, what we about to do? Because for my dad, at the time I was staying with my parents. And my dad, like, he can't keep spending the night over here. And y'all not married. Like, and y'all trying to lay in the same bed. He didn't care the fact that Lewis wanted to see Nehemiah. So Lewis like, well, I need to see my son.
And it was paramount. It's still, my kid's still paramount. But, we had a house together and everything. But Rachel was basically like the only child because she the youngest, and all the other kids were so much older. When Rachel was like, I want to go back home, they let her come back home. So I got this apartment by myself again. And I never was at my apartment because when she had my son, I'm like, it's not going to be a day that I don't go by, that I don't see my son. So it was one of them things, like we real life had like the old school kind of deal where it was like, we got a baby, we damn near going to have to get married and make sure, I ain't going to say what make an honest woman out you, it's just shit like that.
We got married for all the wrong reasons and stayed married for all the right ones. But, so during that time, you got to think, I didn't know myself. I was married before I was even able to drink legally. You know what I mean? So I had Nehemiah. I had just turned 21, so I was a mom and a fresh 21. Finally able to kick it, finally able to go to the club. I had older parents, so they didn't believe in going to like the club when I was younger or going to parties and stuff. So I got to go here and there, but I wasn't out here like other people, like how people went to H2O and all that stuff. I don't have those experiences because my mama did not play that shit. So when I got 21, although I'm married, for me it's like I want to go out. Note had just opened up. They got $3 margaritas. Like I can definitely afford that. I can get dressed. Let's kick it. All my friends were single, so that's a big thing when you have nothing but single friends.
Right.
They can get up and move ways you can't. They didn't have kids, so I felt like I should be able to move like them. You know what I mean? So that's when I thought we wasn't gonna make it.
Right. And
Like-
I think when we talk about this a lot and people ask us about it, because I mean during this time and when all this happened, we separated. What I did was though, I'm gonna allow you to have your space and your time to grow or whatever, which I felt like I was afforded before we was together. I'm not much older than Rachel. I'm like 2 years older than Rachel, but again, it was some of the experiences that she didn't have that I was able to have, kind of like early on. But my thing was very clear from the beginning, like we are responsible for like the actions we do and the consequences. So them consequences might present themselves later on. They might be, you know what I'm saying, right away. So if you make a decision while you out doing, you know what I'm saying, your thing, and I don't stick around for that, you got to understand that's part of your consequences or whatever that happens. So when we separated, it was one of them things like, okay, cool, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I just can't be here for it. And shit. So it was plenty of times we thought we wasn't gonna do it.
I think the what is probably keeping it spicy the most is the challenge, because when you have children, trying to find the opportunity, especially during the day. So I think that in itself, trying to find those little times, they're like, okay, we got the baby sleep. That keeps it spicy in itself.
We got the magic happening. Girl, the feeling is great and I'm loving it. Hey, we got the